Hey, middle school volunteers. Last night was it was something. I mean, it felt like an experiment of, getting into prayer, especially with our guys groups. I know was difficult. And the more that I've been thinking through it, the more that it keeps coming down to just age and development of these middle school guys. And girls. That they're at a point in their lives where abstract thought is a muscle that they are just now learning how to flex. And prayer is so abstract because they're starting to think like scientists when they're in middle school. Everything needs to be tangible, and we're saying, talk to God like you see him, like he's a friend, and yet they don't see him and they don't hear his voice like they do a friend. And so last night was just a moment of kind of realizing that this is tough. This is something really hard. But a couple of things that I am excited for is A, we learned. I think that that's always a win. B, this week we are going to be getting into the idea of what does it mean in our lives to be following Jesus? What does that look like if we were to follow Jesus? And I think that it'll lead to some really good conversations, because I think that a lot of our students are kind of coming into this conversation of, I already follow Jesus and my life looks like X, Y, and Z. And this can kind of be a night where this Sunday night, I want you to kind of poke the bear a little bit. Be like, is that what your life is supposed to look like? And do you really think that this is the way that your life should look like? And kind of get them questioning and thinking a little bit. Play a little bit of devil's advocate this coming Sunday night. And I think that it'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be for a really great conversation. The other thing that I think we learned from this past Sunday is that worship with Esther was great. It was so good just to have worship again on a Sunday night. And as we come out of Alpha, that is something that I want to start bringing back into our regular routine. The reason why we opted out of it during Alpha is just that Alpha is so seeker sensitive and seeker focused, and that was one of the things that we wanted to hold on to for that for this season, is that when we do worship, it's something that's really focused just for Christians. And so when we get back into the swing of things, then we'll bring worship back. I don't know when that will be yet. I haven't tracked out all of Alpha with this weekend stuff, but that's something that we're going to be doing. The other thing is that, no, not that we learned, but for this coming Sunday, is that I thought the Maze Craze game was really fun. I thought that it was great having the small group leaders hold up the signs rather than having it up in a corner of a room. I thought that it ran itself pretty well. So there's a second edition of the Maze Craze. We're going to be playing that this Sunday, and I think that it'll be a big hit. I know that some of the middle school girls weren't a fan of it, but I also think that this is a good coaching moment to say, like, not everybody has to participate. We want everybody to participate, but if you're, having an anxiety moment, or you're scared that you're not going to sleep really well, then that is totally okay. You don't have to play. So I think that that'll be good for coaching. Now, the last thing that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned is getting to really see some of your small groups as they were praying last night, as you were leading them last night, just made me start really thinking about it. We've got this leader training that we're starting to, dream up what it could look like, and we're thinking about it in the fall. I don't know when exactly, sometime early September, before the fall launch and everything. But it was just so incredible to watch you guys, because it really had me thinking, like, I don't even know what I have to coach you on. All of the student ministry volunteers, high school and middle school, you guys care so deeply about our kids. But middle school, man, you guys get it. You guys get this whole caring thing, the listening, and you are so relationally focused. And that's what matters. In the long term, That's the thing that matters, is that these kids will look back one day and be like, man, I was such a punk to my small group leader when I was a middle schooler, but that never scared them away, because it never would have scared Jesus away. And you're showing them that fact, that Jesus isn't going to run away because they're typical middle schoolers, because they're loud and off topic and not following your script, whatever. Like, you get it. And man, I am so thrilled to be able to watch you do what you do, to see you caring for these kids in such an incredible way. And I mean, honestly, I've been around the block with quite a few churches. You guys are hands down some of the greatest volunteers, some of the greatest small group leaders I have ever known. And I am so incredibly honored to be able to serve with you guys, to be able to walk a bunch of students through life and say, this is what following Jesus looks like. And I am so unbelievably grateful to get to serve alongside you guys. So all that being said, I can't wait to serve with you this Sunday night.